What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? So, on today's video, we are going to be replacing the valve stem um, on this dually tire. What we're doing right now is we're doing a full tire rotation, a 7 wheel tire rotation on the dually on the work truck. And I had one wheel that was leaking, and turned out it was the valve stem, and that's something that you can't do on the interdual anyway. You can't do on vehicle. Um, and it's just always easier to do it off vehicle anyway. So here we go. First thing to do is, as you can see, the second it gets bent the least bit, it's leaking. So first thing we do is we're going to take the air out of it. Easiest way to do that is not to do this. That'll take forever. Go ahead and take that valve core out. Where's the camera? I don't know where the camera is. There it is. So if you guys can see that, there's your valve stem tool. They're super cheap, and you want one of these. You definitely need one of these. They have multiple functions. They're really awesome. So anyway, go ahead and take that valve core out. You want to be really careful when you do this, because if you lose it, this thing comes out of there at Mach 5 and takes out your eyeball. So, wear safety goggles or whatever. But this is going to get that air out of there a whole lot quicker. Just kind of keep downward pressure on that thing so it doesn't come flying out. And there you go. There's your valve stem. And hang on to that. You're going to want to hang on to that guy. So the air is going to take a little while to get out of the tire. Obviously, I think we had about 40 pounds in there. One very critical thing that you got to do is, in order to do this job, you have to dismount the tire from the rim, at least on the valve stem side. Try not to lose the bead on the other side, because that'll hold the tire in place. It'll keep it from moving. But just in case, guys, remember that this tire is balanced to this rim in this orientation, right? So what you want to do is take a marker. It can be a crayon, any old thing, doesn't matter, and just make sure that you put mark on the rim and a mark on the tire. So that just in case you do lose it, if you lose both beads, and it spins for some reason, which it really shouldn't, but now, it's just a little bit of extra caution. So all the air is out of there. Let's see if we can get it manually to break off of its bead. I'm thinking probably not. We'll just give this a couple of tries. Yeah, it's not going to go. So that's kind of perfect. Now I can show you guys how to dismount a bead using a high lift jack. Let me get that set up. Where are you? Can you see that? Yep, you sure can. Okay. So here's what you do. You stick it right underneath the bumper of your truck. Put the pad of the jack right next to the rim on the tire, and use the weight of the truck against the wheel. Here we go. You want to get right up on that rim. I use this trick constantly. There we go, just like that. Let's move you guys back. Probably right about there. See how that works. guys are at. There's our point. Now, move back a little bit. How's that? Can you see that? There you go. You guys can see that now. So, from here, now see we still have our marks, which we will. Again, you'd have to break the bead on the other side to lose your orientation. So don't worry too much about it. But you know, you should still always make the mark. Now, getting this guy out is pretty simple. You can use your valve tool. You can also just use a pair of pliers, whatever. It doesn't matter because this thing's trashed now. And you're just going to literally rip the thing out of there. You're going to destroy it past the point where it's already destroyed. So one thing you want to do so that you don't lose the inside of it is stick your finger on the inside. You'll see that you'll feel that there's a little rubber guy in there. Stick your finger on the inside and just hold that thing in place because they're probably going to tear apart. They did not tear apart. And here it is. There you go. That's what your valve core looks like off of the tire. And let's see if we can inspect it for damage. Of course, it'll probably be damaged just from me pulling it out. I hope you guys can see that. I'm using my tablet and I think you guys can see. Anyway, if you can't, I'm sorry. So there you go. I think we definitely tore that on the way out. Can you see that tear? No matter what, anyway, it was failed. So go back here and grab our new ones, wherever they are. Here they are. Here's our bag of new ones. You're going to grab one. Now, you want to make sure that that surface is very, very clean, specifically on the inside. What I'll do is I'll grab a shop towel. And clean it up. And at the outside too, for that matter. On a really nice clean surface, specifically on the inside. It's okay if it's wet. If anything, wet is a good thing. And then feel it. Reach in there, feel for any rust, anything like that. You can flip the tire. I don't think I need to. Actually, I will look in there real quick. It's going to be kind of hard to see. No, I can see nice, clean black paint. So we're good to go. Nice, clean. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take your valve cap off, set it aside. Go ahead and get your. By the way, this is nothing besides dish soap, a very small amount of dish soap, and just regular old water for looking for leaks and stuff. It also works as a lubricant agent. Just stick it on there just like that. Now here's the tricky part. You don't want to drop this thing. Do not drop this thing inside the tire because you'll have to be able to get your whole hand in there to fish it out. It's a total nightmare. So be real careful. Reach in and through. You got to thread it up. This is where you can drop it inside. There you go. Once you get it there, screw your valve tool all the way till you want all the threads that you can get on there. There you go. Now, she's loose. This is the easy part. All you got to do is pull straight up, wait for the click, wait for the pop. It didn't pop, but I heard it. She is now seated. Yep, good and seated. It's literally that easy, guys. Literally that easy. We're done. Now, of course, we gotta remount the tire, or at least rebead the tire. You guys can shut it off from here if you want to, or you can watch me rebead the tire. I think it'll go back on really easy. If it doesn't, we'll use some of this stuff around the edge here. So another thing I like to do is make absolutely certain that valve core, see this is a new valve stem with a new valve core, make sure that new valve core is tight. Don't over tighten it, but I'll back it off a little bit and then just give it just give it a nudge. It doesn't have to be too tight, just give it a nice nudge and then it won't leak. And of course don't lose your cap. But here we go, let's see if she'll take care. she's taking air just like that. Now, what you're going to hear in a second is a pop as the bead seats. There you go. There's your pop. We've got a single bead on this one, so you'll only hear one pop. And you're done, guys. You're done. It's that simple. Really nothing to it. So the next time you think that you need to take a tire into a tire shop, you really don't. Besides balancing, there's literally nothing that they can do that you can't do. Putting in plugs, I do it all day long. Super simple. Next time I have to do that, maybe I'll do a video, but that's really easy. This is kind of the next step up in technology, if you will, in ability. But it's really that easy. What was that? That was 4 or 5 minutes. Nothing to it. She's got air. We're good to go. Doesn't have much air. But we'll go ahead and fill her up. We're all set. We're going to rotate our tires. We're all set, guys. Thanks for joining me. And